Hello. Following on the heels of his inauguration, the Biden administration made an effort to make sure that historically excluded populations were represented in his administration. They have put together a comprehensive survey asking for input from people. And though the initiative rolled out in March, it is nearing the end. To talk about this very important initiative, we have with us today Victoria Kirby York, the Deputy Executive Director of the National Black Justice Coalition. Thank you for joining us today, Victoria.
Thank you for having me.
So this is kind of a big thing that probably not too many people have heard about. What can you tell us about how this works, how people can respond, and what they need to let the Biden administration know?
Yes. So some of you might remember on day one of the Biden administration, President Biden signed an executive order that demanded every single one of the agencies and departments that are part of the executive branch of government to look at all of their programs and policies and do work to uproot systemic racism and inequalities that have been baked into those programs for decades and in some instances centuries. And so since then, there's been a robust rollout of a number of opportunities for folks to weigh in on how these different agencies can better serve our communities. The biggest one is the one that has a deadline of July 6th, but it is one that is being overseen by the Office of Management and Budget, which is also the office that's being tasked with managing and coordinating all of the various racial equity proposals that are coming in through the opportunity for people in the public to weigh in. You can go to tinyurl.com/WH Race Equity. It's right there on your screen. Again, it's tinyurl.com/WH Race Equity to put in your thoughts about how our government can better serve us. I know, like many of you, myself included, you've taken to the streets to demand that our government be not only responsive to us, but include us, right? And to remove all of the systemic barriers that have kept us from really being able to have equal access to opportunity. And this is our moment. This is our opportunity to put on the record what we want our government to do better and differently, or to straight up remove, right? To get rid of. And so you've got some time to get those comments in. And if you want support, you can get support from our dear friends at Whitman Walker Health Center, who's put together a really great form and has set aside some staff capacity to help people shape comments if you do want support on that. And it's right in front of you. It's tinyurl.com/race equity support.
Now, Victoria, what are the sorts of questions that respondents might expect to see on either of these forms? And do we have any guidance that we would offer folks about how they should be responding on these forms?
Yes. So the official form, the White House form, there we go, is the one that has a more exhaustive list of questions. It is up to you how many questions you answer. Each one serves a different purpose for the government. It might have a different impact in terms of which agency those recommendations are forwarded to. The one that Whitman Walker created to help provide support tries to encapsulate all these different questions into 5 big ones that are a little bit more user-friendly and less filled with government terminology. And that form has questions that really gets into the barriers you experience when accessing programs, whether it's Medicaid, Medicare, the VA, whether it's some of the programs through Health and Human Services like the CDC. There's opportunities to weigh in on, if you went in to get support from Housing and Urban Development and never went back, what was it about that experience that turned you off from the program or turned you away from the federal government? The biggest thing for you to know is that your experiences are valid. You don't need a degree. Hell, you don't even need a high school diploma to complete these forms. You just need your lived experiences. And the more honest and authentic you are, the better. There is no idea that is too small or too big. We want to get everything out there in the open and then leave it to the Biden administration to make decisions around what to do and where to send that information.
Tell us about the deadline, because I know it's coming up shortly. We want to make sure that our voices are heard.
The deadline is July 6th. And so one of the things that I've really been encouraging people is to take advantage of those July 4th cookouts, kickbacks, talk about racial inequities that you've experienced, help people start to think through, you know what, it would be really dope if X, Y, and Z. So stay tuned to NBJC on the Move, which is our social media handles, and nbjc.org as places that you can go to get more information. Because we really want to make sure that our voices, particularly Black LGBTQ plus and same gender loving voices, are heard and accounted for in this work.